welcome to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. I'm Zach Frazier bringing you the action tonight as the Angels take on Game 2 of a 3-game set with the Great Falls White Sox. Of course, last night, Great Falls beat up on the Provo Angels 15-4. Tom Colero having a night going 4 for 6 with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. The Angels struggling at the plate, being out hit 19-7. Manager Tom Kochman mixed things up tonight, seeing if a new lineup will get things going for him. We'll hear the national anthem, and we'll be back with tonight's lineups here on SportsJuice.com.
Jackie Jacobson will now sing our national anthem. Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight fell? And bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red bullets them on 13 in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing that star-spangled banner yet wave, for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Tonight's starting lineups. First for the Great Falls White Sox. Leading off will be second baseman Boomer Berry. He'll be followed in the 2 spot by third baseman Adam Ricks. Batting third will be the shortstop Brian McCarthy. Batting fourth will be the first baseman Chris Kelly. Batting fifth will be the right fielder Tom Colero, and batting sixth will be the left fielder Scott Martin. So no change in the top 6 of the Great Falls White Sox lineup. Batting seventh will be the catcher Matt Duschler, who had the night off last night. Batting eighth will be the designated hitter Fernie Alvarez, and finishing things off for the White Sox in the 9th spot will be the center fielder David Cook, who himself had a ball game last night. Had a single, a double, and a triple, so fell a home run shy of the cycle last night. Defensively for the Angels, Mike Perdomo gets the start in left field. Michael Hughes filling in for Richard Giannotti tonight in center, and J.R. Renz manning his normal spot in right field. Around the horn, we've got Andrew Toussaint in third, Sean Rodriguez and Josh LeBlanc up the middle, and Chris Walston manning first base. Tim Duff will be doing the catching, and on the mound for the Angels tonight will be number 27, the right-hander from El Paso, Texas, Fernando Rodriguez. Rodriguez comes into the game 3-3 with a 4.72 ERA. Started 10 games this year. He's seen action in 12. Opponents are hitting .288 against him. He has 16 walks and 41 strikeouts. So Rodriguez will see if he can cool this potent White Sox lineup, as the White Sox are trying to secure a playoff spot in the second half. They are 3 games up on the Helena Brewers. The Provo Angels, meanwhile, start the night 6 games up on Idaho Falls. Their magic number to clinch the regular season title in the Southern Division is 9. Here's the first pitch from Rodriguez, a ball that misses up high. Hughes shaded a tad towards left field, so there is a bit of a gap in right center. Here's the pitch from Rodriguez, a fastball right over the heart of the plate, strike one. Another relatively small crowd tonight, scared off by more clouds and wind. It is bit warmer, about 15 degrees warmer tonight than it was last night. The delivery, the 1-1 from Rodriguez, is in the dirt, ball 2. Toussaint is in about 3 feet on the grass, playing the bunt. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a foul tip. Strike 2. Lights are already on here at Miller Field, as it is overcast. Pretty dark clouds coming in, but forecast shows some scattered showers around us, but nothing too serious. Here's the 2-2 from Rodriguez, a fastball that just does miss the outside corner, and the count runs full. Rodriguez shakes off the sign from Duff. Finally gets one he likes, starts his windup, and here's the pitch. Swinging a foul ball over the third base line and out of play. Count remains full. Traffic picking up considerably here at Miller Field as BYU students coming in, getting set to start the semester. So a very busy night around Miller Field. Hopefully we'll see the fans come in. The 3-2 is popped up into shallow left field. Mike Perdomo coming on, and he'll settle underneath it and make the play. So Barry is retired to F7 to start the game. And they'll bring Adam Ricks to the plate. Ricks last night, another White Sox who contributed to the damage. He scored 3 runs. As the White Sox took care of the Angels 15-4. Was an uncharacteristic game for the Provo Angels as Rodriguez delivers a fastball in the outside corner, strike 1. Rodriguez looks in, gets his sign from Duff, starts the windup, and here's the pitch. Swinging a foul ball, grounded into the Angels' dugout. And the count quickly goes to 0-2. The Angels, in their typical home whites, blue pinstripes down the outside of their legs. Gray falls, gray bottoms, black tops of the Chicago White Sox. Angels dugout runs down the third base line, and the visiting White Sox runs down the first base line. Here's the 0-2. Rodriguez misses inside and low, ball 1. So the Angels come home last night after a 7-game road trip. Weather's been kind of funky here in Provo. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, beautiful curveball. Bounces away from Duff. He steps and throws to first in time to retire Ricks. And there are quickly 2 down here in the top of the first. So one of the things that haunted the Angels last night was the amount of walks. The Angels can keep the White Sox off the bases and not allow guys like Kelly and Calero to pick up RBIs. Things should be okay. Rodriguez starts his windup to Ryan McCarthy. A beautiful breaking ball in the outside corner, strike 1. McCarthy, thanks to his great night last night, sees his average raise to 290. Here's the 0-1. Another breaking ball, this time right over the heart of the plate, strike 2. So Rodriguez looking calm and collected here as we are just underway here in the top of the first. No score. 2 out. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Another beautiful breaking ball. The ball bounces away from Duff. It bounces off the runner. The throw to first beats him by a step. So 2 strikeouts contribute to a 1-2-3 inning, and we'll be back with the Angels half of the first. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com.
Is your last chance to enter. Bring your ticket stub from tonight's game to the
First Credit Union branch at 337 North State Street in Orem. The winning family will be selected September 8, 2004 at the Provo Angels home playoff game. Call 226-0900 for more details. And remember, Desert First Credit Union, serving your family, sharing your values. Back to the bottom half of the first inning here in Provo, Utah. The Angels getting set to start the game off with their offensive lineup. Quickly defensively for the Great Falls White Sox, Scott Martin in left, David Cook in center, and Tom Calera in right. Adam Ricks at third, Ryan McCarthy at short, Boomer Berry at second, and Chris Kelly at first. Matt Duschler will be catching for pitcher Ray Liotta, the left-hander. And leading things off is Tom Kochman mixing the lineup up here for the Angels is Sean Rodriguez as he takes a fastball strike on the outside corner. Rodriguez, who for the first time in what seems like a month and a half hitting in a spot other than the number 3 spot in the lineup. Here's the 0-1. Liotta misses inside and low. In case anybody's wondering, he looks nothing like the actor that played Shoeless Joe Jackson. Liotta stands at 6'3", 220 pounds. He's a native of Kenner, Louisiana, and was a second-round pick this year for the White Sox. Here's the pitch, the 1-1. Again, a fastball in the outside corner, strike 2. Kochman trying to mix things up for Rodriguez, has been in a bit of a slump lately. His average has dipped down to 352. He checks his swing, and the home plate umpire says he went around. Questionable call on that play. But Rodriguez is down on strikes to start things out. That'll bring Josh LeBlanc to the plate, the second baseman tonight, hitting .314 on the year. And getting a cheer from many of the young ladies that are in the crowd tonight. LeBlanc batting from the left side of the plate against the left-handed Liotta as the ball is outside and low, ball 1. LeBlanc this year against left-handers is hitting .333, so does very well from the left side of the plate, a traditional mismatch for left-handed batters as Liotta again misses inside, ball 2. Liotta set, kicks and delivers the pitch, the 2-0 fastball right down the hard, strike 1. LeBlanc will be followed by Andrew Toussaint. Caleb Mayer will hit cleanup. Tim Duff will bat 5th. J.R. Renz will bat 6th. And here's the 2-1, a curveball that doesn't come down. And the count runs to 3-1. Michael Hughes will bat 7th. Left fielder Mike Perdomo will bat 8th. And first baseman Chris Walston will bat 9th. Here's the 3-1. Ground ball to the left side. The shortstop McCarthy picks it out of the hole. Long throw across the diamond just in time to beat the speedy LeBlanc. Another questionable call on the bases. As it looked like LeBlanc had reached the bag in time. And that'll bring Andrew Toussaint to the plate. Toussaint, 306 on the year, 12 home runs and 51 RBIs. Steps into the batter's box from the right side of the plate. Here's the pitch from Liotta. Down low, ball 1. Toussaint mixing up his walk-up song tonight as Dr. Dre's Nothing But a G Thing no longer working. Here's the 1-0. Swing a line drive foul on the right field side and out of play. Counts now even at 1-1. Liotta starts his windup. Here's the pitch. Swing and a line drive into left field. High fly ball, actually, as Martin goes back to the track and reels it in for the out. So the Angels return the favor and go down in order in the bottom of the first. We'll be back with the top of the second in a scoreless ball game here at Provo. You're listening to Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com.
These best snacks and apps are located in sections 1 and 7 and are provided to you by the Love Snacker Provo store. Some of the huggable, lovable, and washable alternatives to plain furniture. Love Snack will last a lifetime. Warranty proven. Go down to the shop at the Riverwood and fall in love with this great new revolutionary comfort and feel the new taste. Hey kids, head on back to the McDonald's guest services booth to get signed up to participate in the Corona's Chicken Dinner and the 7-day stretch.
Welcome back to cloudy Provo, Utah.
Leading off the White Sox,
The Angels and White Sox play game 2 of a 3-game set. Leading things off for the White Sox here in the top of the second will be the number 4 hitter, Chris Kelly. He'll be followed by Tom Colero and Scott Martin. Kelly last night, another White Sox that had a heck of a game. Here's the pitch from Fernie, another big breaking ball, strike one. So it looks like the off-speed and breaking pitches are working tonight for Rodriguez as a light drizzle starts to fall. Here's the 0-1. Fastball. He does go around, tries to check his swing, but was fooled. Strike 2. Kelly last night a single, or 3 singles and 2 doubles as he collected 5 hits on the evening. Here's the 0-2. Curveball that misses way outside. Ball 1. Rodriguez trying to get the first baseman to chase. Kelly comes into the game 5th in the Pioneer League with 73 hits. Another big breaking ball that just does miss up high. And the count is now even at 2 apiece. 73 hits places him 5th in the league behind 3 Idaho Falls players, and he does try to check his swing, but does go around for strike 3. So Rodriguez picks up his 3rd consecutive strikeout of the evening. That'll bring Tom Colero to the plate. Of course, Colero, the big problem for the Angels last night. 7 of the 15 runs that were driven in were courtesy of Mr. Colero and his 2 home runs. Again, Rodriguez goes to the curveball, and it catches the outside corner, strike 1. Rodriguez starts his windup. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss as he can't catch up with a fastball. And the count is quickly 0-2. Rodriguez very effective when he can get ahead of pitchers. It's when he falls behind that he struggles. A fastball inside, Colero checks his swing and does not go around. And the count goes to 1-2. You can hear the breeze start to pick up a little bit. Here's the 1-2 swing, or he's started to cock his hands like he was going to swing, does not, but instead looks at a curveball for strike 3. So 2 batters, 2 strikeouts, 2 outs for Rodriguez. And that brings Scott Martin to the plate. Martin's picked up a single and a run last night in the ball game. Here's the delivery from Rodriguez, and a line drive, base hit into the gap in left center field. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. Hughes will pick it up on the warning track. And Martin breaks the cycle of strikeouts with a line drive double to left center field. So Rodriguez's no-hit bid ends early on. He threw 1 2/3 innings of hitless baseball. That'll bring Matt Duschler to the plate. Duschler had the night off last night, catching tonight, hitting .233 on the evening with 2 home runs and 20 RBIs. Duschler is a native of Ellicott City, Maryland. Here's the pitch from Rodriguez. Breaking ball that misses outside, ball 1. Had a chance to meet Matt's parents yesterday as they've made the trip out here to Utah to see him. Very friendly people. Here's the 1-0. Swinging a foul ball back to the screen, evening the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tonight in the Pioneer League, Idaho Falls took care of Helena 3-2, so they do pick up a half game. See what Provo can do here. They do have a doubleheader with Helena. Here's the pitch from Rodriguez, the 1-1, misses low, ball 2. In fact, game 1 of that doubleheader was a makeup or a completion of a suspended game that was started at McDermott Field. They are now in Helena taking on the Brewers. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out as Rodriguez ducks in behind Martin at second base. Martin has to scamper back to the bag as Rodriguez steps off. Rodriguez back on the hill. Comes set at the waist. Looks at second, kicks and delivers. Again, fouled back to the screen. The count's now even at 2 apiece. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out in the top of the second inning. 1 runner on, and coincidentally, he's on second base. Duchler batting from the right side of the plate. Very stocky catcher. Was picked in the 40th round of last year's draft. Rodriguez, the pickoff play is on, and Martin steps back in safely. Cool breeze blowing right now from left field to right field. Here's the 2-2. Curveball grounded back to Rodriguez. He plays it off the mound, steps and throws to first. And the inning is over. The White Sox do pick up a double. However, the runner is left stranded, and we head to the bottom of the second inning in a scoreless ball game. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. Welcome back to Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. Taylor Mayer will lead things off here for the Provo Angels, as a pretty stiff rain has started to fall here at Miller Field. Mayer comes into the game with a .322 average as he grounds the first pitch. The first baseman, Chris Kelly, he handles it himself and steps on the bag to retire Mayer. That'll bring Tim Duff to the plate. Duff catching tonight, as Ben Johnson and Duff have alternated all season long. Tim Duff hitting .295 on the season with 2 home runs and 19 RBIs. Was an honorable mention candidate for the 2004 Pioneer League All-Stars as he looks at the first pitch outside for ball 1. Steady rain falling, a stiff breeze blowing from left field to right. Fans running to huddle underneath the tarpaulin covering the grandstand as Duff looks at ball two. Typically in the state of Utah, the month of August is a very dry, hot time of year, but fall has come early as Duff grounds the ball to the left side. Adam Ricks picks it up on 2 hops, throws across the bag, and Duff is retired. So now 2 out in the inning. That'll bring J.R. Renz to the plate. Renz hitting .289. Had a 2-for-4 ball game last night. Sees his average raise 5 points. As I was saying, typically a hot, dry month for the state of Utah. This year has been anything but. As Renz swings and misses, strike one. It is good for a state, however, that's been plagued by drought the last 5 years. So bad for baseball, good for agriculture. Here's the 0-1, misses outside. Evening the count at 1 apiece. Renz, of course, a league leader with 16 doubles, 7 home runs, and 41 RBI. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss as he chases the fastball, strike 2. So umbrellas start to pop out. Fans move up into the covered seats. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And the Angels again go down in order. We'll be back with more Angels baseball. It's a 0-0 ball game heading into the top of the third. Back to Angels baseball. This is Zach Frazier, the voice of the Provo Angels this year in 2004. Fernie Alvarez, the designated hitter, will start things off for the Great Falls White Sox. He'll be followed by the 9-hitter David Cook, and then back to the top of the order in the form of Boomer Berry. Fernie Alvarez coming into the game with a .220 average. It's now Fernie versus Fernie, as Rodriguez is nicknamed Fernie. Fastball over the inside, heart of the plate, strike 1. Rodriguez looks into Duff, gets his sign, and starts his windup. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss at a beautiful off-speed delivery. And the count is quickly 0-2. Fernie Alvarez with 3 home runs and 11 RBIs. An off-speed delivery catches the corner And Fernie goes down looking for strike 3. That's Rodriguez's 5th strikeout of the night. That'll bring David Cook to the plate. Cook, another White Sox that was potent last night. As I said, fell a home run short of the cycle, getting a single, a double, and a triple. He also scored 2 runs. Here's the pitch from Rodriguez. Fastball that misses outside, ball 1. Righty versus righty as Cook stands on the right side of the plate. Here's the 1-0 delivery. An off-speed option that catches the corner, 1-1. Rodriguez doing an excellent job tonight at mixing things up despite the poor weather. Here's the 1-1. This is down and in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out, no score. Here in the top of the 3rd, Angels and White Sox in game 2 of a 3-game set, swinging a foul ball down the right side and out of play. The count runs even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rodriguez shakes stuff off as the rain continues to fall steadily. Here's the 2-2, swinging a foul back to the screen. Count remains even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Around the Pioneer League tonight, Casper and Missoula are just getting underway, as are Billings and Ogden. Here's the pitch from Rodriguez. Misses outside and low, ball 3. Of course, Ogden battling Idaho Falls right now, 1 game back for the final Southern Division playoff spot in 04. Here's the full count, swung on and popped up into shallow right field. Renz first heads back, but now comes in to make the play. And Cook is retired F9. I'll bring the top of the order back up in the form of Boomer Berry. He flew out to left field to start the game. Is 0 for 1 on the night. Temperature starting to drop here, as at game time it was 77 degrees. Now it's a cool 72. Here's the delivery to Boomer as he grounds the ball past the diving Josh LeBlanc on into right field. Reds will pick it up, and Boomer reaches it with a 2-out single. And folks, the rain is starting to come harder and harder here at Miller Field. We do have clearer skies to the south and to the west, but everything to the north and east is pretty shaky as umpires out looking at the mound. The grounds crew coming and talking to Tom Kochman as Kochman will head out. Rodriguez having dirt stuck in his spikes. And the grounds crew's going to come out and put some drywall on the mound, as it looks like it's slippery and a bit muddy. So here's a quick recap. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. The Angels and White Sox scoreless. White Sox right now have a runner at first base with 2 out. Fernando Rodriguez so far has faced 10 batters and struck out 5 of them. And the Angels have gone down in order in both of their bats, both in the bottom of the 1st and at the bottom of the 2nd. Rain again, falling very hard. Every time it starts to subside, it picks up again. And we'll see if we can get this 3rd inning finished before the rain starts to really come. Looks like the crowd again was scared off by the poor weather, as the scant crowd fills the reserve section just in front and about nowhere else in the stadium. We're going to take a brief pause, and we'll be back with more Angels baseball on SportsJuice.com. So the mound situation is fixed. Rain has stopped. We are still surrounded by dark clouds, but Adam Ricks will step into the box. He struck out swinging in his first at bat back in the first inning. Is 0 for 1 on the evening, batting from the left side. Rodriguez in the stretch position delivers, and it is lifted into center field, shallow center field, as Hughes has played perfectly about 10 steps towards left field. He gathers it in for the third out of the inning, and we'll head to the bottom of the third. It's a scoreless ball game. You're listening to Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. To lead things off for the Provo Angels. He'll be followed by the number 8 hitter Mike Perdomo and the number 9 hitter Chris Walston. So far, Ray Liotta has looked Hollywood worthy as he has gone 1, 2, 3 in both at the bottom of the first and the bottom of the second. The first pitch to Hughes is fouled back to the screen, strike one. Hughes getting the start tonight in center field. Has seen his average climb since coming back from a shoulder injury. Now hitting 149 on the season. Product of the University of Illinois, Chicago, as he looks at a fastball in the outside corner, strike two. Starting to play well and reward Tom Kochman for his patience. Here's the 0-2, swinging a ground ball to the shortstop. McCarthy takes it on 2 hops, long throw across the diamond, and does just beat the speedy Hughes by a step. So Hughes trying to hustle down the line and beat out an infield hit. Unable to do so, and that'll bring up Mike Perdomo. Perdomo came into the game last night as a pinch hitter back in the latter stages of last night's game as he looks at ball one, misses outside. Perdomo, 252 on the year, 3 home runs and 17 RBI, native of Miami, Florida. Takes a strike on the outside corner, evening the count at 1 apiece. Like one of the few perfectly bilingual players on the Angels roster, as he takes the pitch down and in the dirt, 2-1. In fact, when the team first arrived, he acted as the de facto translator for some of our Spanish-speaking players, as he takes ball 3 up high. Very speedy contact hitter. And a good product that suffered an arm injury last year that caused him to miss the whole season. So he's working back here in 2004. He takes a pitch that was questionable on the inside corner for strike two. Here's the full count. Swinging a ground ball to Kelly at first. He takes it on his own, steps on the bag, and there are now 2 down in the inning. That'll bring up Chris Walston, the 6'6" product out of the San Diego area. Walston, 260 on the year with 4 home runs and 28 RBI. He's really settled into his spot there in the 9th position of the batting order, hitting his best that he's ever hit in professional baseball this year as he lines the ball foul into the screen down the first base side. And really starting to show the development and maturity that the Angels are looking out of this product of Southern California as he grounds the ball into center field for a base hit, breaking up the no-hitter. And the Angels have their first base runner in Chris Walston. That'll bring the top of the lineup to the plate in the form of Sean Rodriguez. Rodriguez struck out swinging to start the game. But as I was saying about Walston, he has the athletic ability and the talent, but it's just a mere 19 years old. So really getting everything out of the Pioneer League experience and developing as a player. That'll bring Sean Rodriguez, the MVP of 2004 in the Pioneer League, to the plate. Leota working from the stretch for the first time tonight, delivers a pitch down and in. Ball 1. It's hard sometimes to remember that you're dealing with 19, 20, 21-year-old young men who are learning how to be professional ball players as Leota delivers a curveball that misses down low. 2-0. And I don't know if I would have had the discipline at 19 years old to do what these guys do. Here's the 2-0. Grounded weakly to the second baseman. He'll flip to short, and the Berry to McCarthy combination ends the inning here in the bottom of the 3rd. The Angels do pick up a base hit, however. Walston is stranded, and we head to the top of the 4th. 0-0. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com.
Everyone open your souvenir programs to page 8. And if you have a colorful Happy Face sticker on the NBC Sports ad, you're a winner. Take your winning programs to the Donald Guest Services booth at Lady Abroad. And look at NBC Sports and Sports for all of your sports needs. And hey kids, if you haven't already, head back to the McDonald's Guest Services booth. Get signed up to participate in the Corrales Chicken Marsala Dance and the 7-minute stretch. Please welcome to the press box tonight's area press box fan of the game, Alyssa Larson. Alyssa will be spending the morning up in the media box, learning about the baseball media business. If you would like to sign up for your chance to be the press box fan of the game, stop by the front desk of the Provo area.
Ryan McCarthy, Chris Kelly, and Tom Calero drew up here in the top of the 4th. The rain has softened to a drizzle. And just as I say that, it starts to pick up again. I got to keep my mouth shut. Here's the first pitch from Rodriguez to McCarthy, a fastball right over the heart of the plate, strike 1. Honestly, folks, every time I start to talk about the rain, it falls harder. So I'll shut up now. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a ground ball to the right side. LeBlanc picks it up on 2 hops as the ball skips. And the throw to first is in time. The ball, with the rain falling right now, the infield is very slick. And so as soon as it hits the dirt, it skips like it's on ice. However, McCarthy is retired. And that'll bring Chris Kelly to the plate. Kelly struck out swinging back in the second part of the 4 in a row that Rodriguez had to end the first and start the second. A curveball just does miss outside, ball 1. So looking at the forecast, there's quite a bit of rain coming this way from the southwest. Here's the pitch from Rodriguez. Swung on and popped foul. Back over our heads and out of play. And the count now stands at 1-1. Many of the fans right now are up underneath the tarp here in the grandstand. A few brave souls are pulling out umbrellas, and the ball is grounded down the third base line and foul. As a couple of fans came prepared with umbrellas and blankets. Here's the 1-2 from Rodriguez. Starts the windup and delivers. Swinging a soft ground ball. Rodriguez bare hands it off the mound. Sidearm throw to first. Retires Kelly. So a beautiful athletic play by Rodriguez as it was going to be too wet and skipping too fast to grab with his mitt. And that'll bring Tom Calero to the plate. Calero digging in on the right side is 0 for 1 on the evening with a strikeout. Struck out looking at his first at-bat in the second inning. Rodriguez working from the windup, delivers a curveball that misses outside. And we are now completely covered in gray, so those blue skies that I talked about, gone. 1 ball, no strikes. And Rodriguez misses outside. Ball 2. Go and check some of the scores from around the Pioneer League. As Casper and Missoula are scoreless heading in to the top of the second. Billings on top of Ogden 3-2 as they head to the top of the third. Here's the 2-0 from Rodriguez. Fastball that misses just below the knees. And for the first time on the evening, Rodriguez has a hitter 3-0. Here's the 3-0. Calero taking all the way, and the pitch misses outside. So Calero walked on 4 pitches. Not a bad idea. You don't want to make a mistake with a guy that picked up 7 RBIs last night. The rain picking up here. That'll bring Scott Martin, the left fielder, to the plate. He's one of 2 hits that the White Sox have picked up. He doubled to the gap in left center. His first at bat, he swings and grounds the ball into left field past the outreach of Sean Rodriguez. And he's now 2 for 2 on the evening with a single and a double. And runners now stand at first and second. So the White Sox with the first real threat of the evening. That'll bring Matt Duschler to the plate. Duschler grounded out weakly to the pitcher in his first at bat to end the second inning. Duschler wiping his bat off as many of the players struggling with the rainy conditions. It does make for a beautiful sight, though. The mountains covered in a misty gray. The lights on the ball field. It's a very pretty sight. First pitch from Rodriguez is fouled back over the right field side and out of play. No balls and 1 strike. Runners at first and second. A walk and a base hit have put runners on with 2 out here in the top of the fourth. A 0-0 ball game. White Sox have a runner in scoring position for the second time tonight. Rodriguez looks at second. Comes set, and here's the delivery. A little blooper into the gap in left center, and that's going to fall for a base hit as Perdomo is unable to catch up with it. And 1 run will come across as Calero was running all the way. Martin stands at third base. And Duschler picks up an RBI single in front of his folks. And that could be a very valuable RBI, as with the weather conditions, we may not get a full game in tonight. Ball was not hit very hard off the handle of the bat, but just far enough to be outside the reach of Sean Rodriguez and shallow enough to be outside the reach of Mike Perdomo in left field. Here's the pitch to Fernie Alvarez. He checks his swing at a curveball that catches the outside corner, strike one. Alvarez from the left side of the plate, runners at first and third for the White Sox. 2 out. Rodriguez looks at first, checks his shoulder, and here's the pitch. A little blooper into the gap. Nice diving catch by Josh LeBlanc to end the inning, and the fans love it as LeBlanc's defensive prowess helps him out of an inning again. However, the White Sox do pick up a run, and they lead 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. You're listening to Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com.
Race to first and third base. The winner will receive an Angels logo ball and 2 tickets to an upcoming game. Are we ready? Set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Sorry for the delay. We apologize. They were fixing the field here at Larry H. Miller Field, adding some drywall to home plate, and in the pitcher's mound, Josh LeBlanc will lead things off. He grounded out to the shortstop, and his first at bat, he lifts a fly ball into left field. The left fielder slips, going back, recovers just in time to make the snag. And there's one out here in the bottom of the fourth inning, excuse me. So LeBlanc made an excellent play to preserve just the one run coming across for the White Sox back in the top of the fourth. A diving stab to end the inning. Flies out to left field to begin at the bottom of the fourth, and that'll bring Andrew Toussaint to the plate. Toussaint, who flew out to left field in his first at bat, had some warning track power. Looks at ball one, down and away. Toussaint named to the All-Star team as the designated hitter for 2004. Looks at ball two. Toussaint and LeBlanc, of course, were college teammates at Southern. And here, teammates in the infield in Provo in the Angels organization, and he looks at ball three, low and away. So the Angels trail by 1-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Rain's threatening to end the game early here. Here's the pitch from Leota, and he misses outside, ball four. So the Angels have just their second base runner of the evening. For one out, and that'll bring designated hitter Caleb Mayer. He grounded out hard to the first baseman Chris Kelly back in his first at bat in the second inning. Mayer having himself a great year down here in Provo. Started in Cedar Rapids, came down here to work on some things, hitting .322 as he takes ball one outside. .322 is 6 home runs and 35 RBI. Very potent bat in the middle of the Angels lineup. Here's the 1-0, swung on and missed. Strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, 1 runner on, and he is at first base. As the Angels trail 1-0 in the bottom of the fourth. And the throw from Leota over to first base. Toussaint is back in safely. And just to make things better for the fans, our rainbow breaks over the Wasatch Mountains. And wow, absolutely gorgeous view as the sun breaks out of the clouds a little bit, making the mountains look a tad golden. Again, Leota goes over to first, and again, Toussaint steps back in safely. Angels would like to capitalize with runners on base here, as they certainly need all the runs they can get with the poor weather around us. Here's the 1-1, and Mayer swings and misses at a fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tim Duff in the on-deck circle. He'd be followed by J.R. Renz. Leota works out of the stretch. Here's the 1-2, misses high and outside at ball 2. Mayer this year coming into the game with 49 strikeouts and 22 walks. Like to see that ratio a little bit closer. Leota throws over to first. Toussaint steps back in. Toussaint doesn't have a very big lead at first. About 3 or 4 steps. But of course, Toussaint, a very speedy cleanup hitter. Here's the 2-2. Curveball catches Mayer frozen, and Mayer goes down looking for out number 2. That'll bring Tim Duff to the plate. Duff grounded out to the third baseman in his first at bat, and is 0 for 1 on the evening. So Duff steps into the box, hitting from the right side with an opportunity to keep the inning going. Angels could use a base hit here. Here's the delivery from Leota. Again, a curveball that Duff looks at. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Andrew Toussaint stands at first base. He drew a 1-out walk. Here's the pitch from Leota. Misses inside and low, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Angels looking to pick up a run as they've dropped one at the top of the fourth. Leota comes set in the stretch. Step off throw to first, and Tucson is back in time. Story tonight, rain clouds all around. The Angels trail 1-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch to Duff, and it's lifted foul down the right field line and out of play. Rain clouds all around as they were last night. Temperature a tad warmer, but still a stiff breeze coming out of the canyon. As the Angels look to go to 19-7 on the season. Great Falls trying to maintain their lead in the North Division over Helena. They have a 3.5-game lead with Helena's loss tonight. Here's the pitch, and instead steps and throws to first. Good thing about Pioneer League Baseball, you can win your first half, or win your division in the first half, and you're automatically in the playoffs. The Angels have only improved their play since that time. A mediocre first half has led to a very dominant second. Tucson is running, swing and a miss, and Duff goes down on strikes to end the inning. So the Angels get a base runner, but are unable to capitalize, and we head to the top of the fifth in a very quick ball game so far. The Angels trail 1-0. You're listening to Zach Frazier and Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com.
And now, everybody, I do need everybody. It's time to stand up and do the Carrabba's Chicken Dance. Brought to you by our friends at Carrabba's Italian Grill, located at University Mall in Orem. Everybody on your feet. Watch the kids in front of sections 1 and 7 of the Eastern Side Straight. Here we go with the Carrabba's Chicken Dance Marsala.
Bottom of the order due up for the Great Falls White Sox here in the top of the fifth. They lead 1-0. David Cook will step up to the plate as the leadoff batter in this inning. Boomer Berry, the top of the order, will bat second, and Adam Ricks will bat third. Cook flew out to right field in his first at-bat, facing Rodriguez for the second time tonight. He squares to bunt and is instead brushed back with an inside fastball. Cook is a build very similar to a Kenny Lofton. Here's the pitch. This is inside and low, ball 2. Except Lofton was a lefty. Cook's a right-hander. Here's the 2-0 from Fernando Rodriguez. And a curveball that earlier was a strike misses outside for a ball, and the count's 3-0. Rodriguez gets his sign, works from the windup. Here's the pitch. Fastball right over the heart of the plate, strike one. 3 balls, 1 strike, no out. Here's the pitch from Fernie. The 3-1 is grounded off of the shin of Cook and over towards the Angels dugout down the third base line. And the count now runs full. Many of the fans that were here earlier sticking around despite the rainstorms. Here's the full count. The 3-2 is swung on and missed. A beautiful off-speed pitch. And Cook was fooled for strike 3. That'll bring Boomer Berry to the plate as Rodriguez picks up his 6th strikeout of the night. Berry 1 for 2 with a single back in the third inning. He also flew out to Mike Perdomo to start the game. 1 out in the top of the 5th. The ground ball past the outreach of first baseman Chris Walston. And Boomer will stand at first with his 2nd single of the evening. Both times he's hit it to right field. That'll bring Adam Ricks to the plate. Ricks is 0 for 2. He struck out swinging in his first at bat and popped up to center fielder Mike Hughes back in the third. Refresh the Pioneer League scores and bring them to you here. 5-0 right now in the top of the third as Missoula is beating up on Casper. And still 3-2 Billings Ogden. As Fernando misses high, ball 1. And Idaho Falls and Helena have yet to get underway in game 2. Rodriguez comes set, looks over his shoulder, sets and delivers. Fastball catches the corner, strike 1. Angels need to get their bats going, have only 1 hit tonight, and have only had 2 base runners. They trail 1-0. Rodriguez over to first as Berry dives back in safely. Due up after Ricks is Ryan McCarthy, the shortstop. He'll be followed by Chris Kelly and Tom Colero to welcome any Great Falls White Sox fans who are listening tonight. Here's the pitch from Rodriguez. Just does miss the outside corners. Duff kind of shakes his head a little bit. Looked from here that it was a strike, but again, we're not right down there on the field with the umpires. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Rodriguez again back over to first. Boomer steps back in safely. Angels defense shallow in the outfield, especially at the corners. Renz is in as close as I've ever seen him. And the infield drawn in a little bit, trying to turn the double play. Boomer is running a ground ball to the shortstop, Sean Rodriguez, whose only play is to first. He retires Ricks. Berry was running on the play. He'll move over to second. And Ricks is retired 6-3 to pick up the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 outs. However, the White Sox do now have a runner in scoring position. That'll bring up Ryan McCarthy. McCarthy 0 for 2 on the night. A strikeout swinging and a ground ball to Josh LeBlanc back in the 4th inning. Rodriguez set. Looks at second. Looks at second again and kicks and delivers. Ground ball just off the glove of Renz into right, or LeBlanc into right field. Renz will pick it up. The run will score, and the Angels now trail 2-0. So McCarthy picks up an RBI single. And that'll bring up Chris Kelly. Kelly 0 for 2 on the night, a strikeout and a ground out. Angels down 2-0. Have only managed 1 hit to Great Falls 6. Here's the pitch. The runner is going. The throw from Tim Duff down to second is off the glove of LeBlanc on into center field. And McCarthy will stand at third base on the overthrow by Tim Duff. So a stolen base and an E2. The Angels starting to falter here a little bit. The ball sailed away from catcher Duff. just off the tip of the glove of Josh LeBlanc. So the pitch did catch the outside corner for a strike. Angels down 2-0 in the top of the fifth. Certainly need to get off the schneid and get their bats going. Duff out to the mound to visit with Sean Rodriguez, home plate umpire St. Bells. It's time to get going here. And Duff will run back to home plate. It's kind of hard to see home plate right now. It's covered in clay. At least from here it's hard to see. So runner at third base for the White Sox. 2 out, 0-1 count. And a swing and a miss as Kelly is way out in front of a curveball. Strike two. Beautiful pitch by Fernando Rodriguez. Some action in the Angels bullpen as Chris Waters is up throwing. Here's the 0-2 from Rodriguez. Swing and a pop foul back over our heads and onto the tarpaulin. And the count remains at 0-2. Again, shallow outfield, infield back deep, trying to prevent another ground ball from squeaking through. Here's the 0-2 from Fernie. Swing and a pop fly down the left field line. Perdomo going to his left and about 5 feet from the foul line, reels it in for the third out. The White Sox pick up yet another run. They lead 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the fifth. You're listening to Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com.
Just started home plate and raced all the way around the bases, while Charlie, our lovable mascot, probably nervous to start from second, will now start from third and go all the way home. Whoever reaches home plate first will win a great prize from our friends at New Ways. Are we ready? Hey, on your mark, get set, go! And there goes Eddie. Charlie, the overall, is grossly overconfident and is delaying at first base, not counting with his first quarter cut by Eddie Jacobson. And now Charlie starts to wise up, and down the stretch he goes while Eddie is heading out of that stretch and nearing the rounding. A very wide corner at third base. And here she comes. Charlie, two overcomes, now it goes to cheating. But Eddie takes her out of it. Congratulations, Eddie, and thank you for the great prizes from our friends at New Ways. The next time you hop in the shower, wash your car, or water your lawn, remember our friends at World City of Public Works Water Resource Division, who encourages all in this community proud year to conserve water. Pay your attention, please. All season ticket holders who take a check playoff game have a ticket office during this home stand. All fans, remember that the Angels are hosting their first Pioneer League playoff game of the season 2 weeks from today.
We're starting to see why Ray Liotta comes into the game with a 4-1 record and a 2.64 ERA. So far, a very dominant performance has helped the Angels to only one hit through 4 complete innings. J.R. Renz and Michael Hughes, followed by Mike Perdomo here in the bottom of the fifth. They'll look to get things going as the Angels trail 2-0. Liotta still on the hill. Here's the pitch. Swinging a pop fly into the gap in right field. Going back to the wall is Calero up against the wall. He slams into the Deseret first sign, but makes the catch at the wall. Great play by the right fielder. And there's one out to start the inning here in the bottom of the fifth. So Renz hits the ball hard and far. But Liotta slams into the wall to make the play. And there's one out to start the inning. That'll bring Michael Hughes to the plate. He grounded out to the shortstop in his first at bat. Is 0 for 1 on the evening. Temperature-wise, has dropped a little bit here as Hughes takes the ball down low. 1-0. The 1-0 delivery, a curveball, big breaking pitch that catches the corner, strike one. Go to the major leagues, where we'll bring you the American League scores and the National League scores. Swing and a miss, strike two, as Hughes can't catch up with the fastball. Angels, who last week and through the start of yesterday's game, were one of the hottest hitting teams in the Pioneer League, have cooled down here in the last few nights as Hughes patiently looks at ball two as it misses on the outside corner. Of course, the Angels with a 6-game lead over the Chuckers coming into the night. Their magic number is 9 to clinch a regular season title for the Pioneer League. As Hughes looks at ball three and the count's now full. Angels could certainly use some base runners here. Here's the pitch from Leota. Curveball freezes Hughes, and he goes down swinging. And that is the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Mike Perdomo. We're going to take a brief pause and we'll be back. 2 out brings up Mike Perdomo, and he swings and misses at the first pitch. No balls and 1 strike. Perdomo 0 for 1 on the night, grounded out to the first baseman, Chris Kelly. Here's the pitch from Leota. Ground ball to the shortstop. McCarty gobbles it up, throws over to first. The throw is offline, but Kelly applies the tag, and Perdomo goes down. The Angels down 1-2-3. We'll head to the top of the 6th. White Sox on top 2-0.
We actually have a changing contestant. Pitch hitting for Kenny Royland is her husband, Gary. The question tonight is, how much water is used in an average 5-minute shower? Is it 10 gallons, 15 gallons, 40 gallons, or 80 gallons? 40 gallons. You are correct, and you win. What is the water?
Congratulations, Gary, and thank you to our friends at Provo Water Resources for the fabulous prizes in advance. Keep your eyes open during this and other Provo Angels games, when Provo Angels staff will be out handing out forfeits to fans during the game. We've had a Gideon Call Wireless call to the bullpen. Now on the mound for the Angels is number 32, Chris Waters. Remember, Gideon Call is at 27 West Center Street in Orem, serving all of your wireless needs.
Welcome back to Angels Baseball and SportsJuice.com. The Angels trail as we head into the top of the 6th, 2-0. Fernando Rodriguez pitched well as he struck out 6 of the batters that he faced. However, he did give up 2 runs as the Angels trail. He is the pitcher of record right now. Chris Waters comes into the game with a 4-3 record, 3.12 ERA. In 40 1/3 innings worked, he's struck out 42, walked 9, and opponents are hitting .276 against the righty. The pitch is bunted down the third base line. Waters barehands the play, throws the ball away as it goes all the way over the barbecue pit, and Tom Calero will stand at second base with a bunt single and a throwing error on Chris Waters. So no out, and the White Sox have, again, a runner in scoring position. They've been productive with 3 times they've had runners in scoring position. 2 times they've driven that runner in. Scott Martin coming to the plate. Martin is 2 for 2 with a single and a double as he takes the first pitch inside, ball 1. So Calero not only being able to pound out home runs and RBIs, showing some of his versatility with bunts. Here's the pitch, the 1-0 from Waters. A curveball that misses inside the snap throw down to first. Gets the cheating Calero as he tries to tempt the arm of Tim Duff. Wrong move. The quick snap throw picks off the runner. And that arouses the crowd. There's now 1 out as the pitch did catch the outside corner. Strike 1. So Angels catchers once again doing the job. Waters delivering a beautiful slider that dumps away from the right-handed Martin. He swings and misses. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to Sean Rodriguez. He scoops it up, throws it across the diamond, and beats Martin by a step. 2 down now in the inning. So some strong defense helping the Angels escape a possible scoring situation. That'll bring Matt Duschler to the plate. Duschler 1 for 2 with an RBI single back in the 4th. Waters is set. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Again, that big looping breaking ball. That must look like candy to batters because they always swing at it, and it always ends up 3 feet outside the strike zone. No balls, 1 strike, 2 out. It's the pitch from Waters. Duff sets up outside, and Waters misses down low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Matt Duschler. Pitch from Waters again, that big breaking ball. Duschler way out in front, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Duschler played last year with the Great Falls White Sox, so his second year in the organization. Again, swings at the same pitch. The ball skips away from Duff, but he steps and throws to first to retire the side. So the Angels sacrifice a bunt base hit to begin the inning, but strong defense gets them out of the jam. We'll be back with the bottom of the 6th. The Angels trail 2-0. You're listening to Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. Back on the hill for the Great Falls White Sox as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Certainly deserved going this long, giving up only one hit on the night and 2 base runners total. Angels looking to get things going here as they trail 2-0. Chris Walston will lead things off. He'll be followed by Sean Rodriguez and Josh LeBlanc. Walston 1 for 1 on the night. The only hit in the Angels lineup as he swings and misses strike 1. Walston along with J.R. Renz and Sean Rodriguez out taking some early batting practice today. With one of the roving hitting coaches, and he grounds the ball to the right side. Sliding play by Barry. He, from his knees, throws to first and beats Walston by a step. Great play by the second baseman, Boomer Barry, as he used the wet grass to his advantage to slide. And that'll bring up Sean Rodriguez. Rodriguez 0 for 2 on the night. Struck out swinging in his first at bat and grounded into a fielder's choice to end the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch from Leota. Swinging a foul ball down the right field line and out of play. So the rain has subsided. Weather has cooled considerably. The pitch from Leota, an off-speed delivery that catches the corner, strike 2. Here's the 0-2, grounded back up the middle. That's going to be past the outreach of a diving Boomer Barry. And the Angels have their second base hit of the night as Sean Rodriguez reaches on a 1-out single. And that'll bring the heart of the Provo Angels lineup to the plate, Josh LeBlanc. 0 for 2 on the evening, hitting the ball hard both times, but both times at defensive spots for the White Sox. Grounded to the shortstop back in the first and popped up to, hit a long fly ball to the left fielder back in the 4th. Leota delivers to LeBlanc, a curveball that catches the outside corner, strike 1. Lefty versus lefty here. As we mentioned, LeBlanc hitting .333 on the season for his left-hander, so not a bad thing for the Provo Angels right now. Leota's curveball misses way outside, and he is called for a balk as he had stepped towards first, changed his mind halfway through the delivery, and threw home. Rodriguez now stands at second, and the Angels, for the first time on the night, have a runner in scoring position and just 1 out. So Leota trying to be sneaky with his lefty pickoff move. Instead allows the runner to move up as Rodriguez stands at second. Josh LeBlanc at the plate. No balls and 1 strike. The count. Leota looks at second. Here's the pitch. Another big breaking ball that LeBlanc looks at for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. LeBlanc continues to be one of the hotter hitters in the Angels lineup. .357 over his last 5 games. In fact, the only player except for Michael Hughes to be over .300 in the past 5 games. Here's the pitch from Leota. Swing and a miss as the ball's in the dirt. The ball gets away from the catcher. Throw down to first is in time to beat LeBlanc. However, Rodriguez will move over to third. So, not really a sacrifice of any sort, but it does do the job. As Ray Leota picks up his 6th strikeout of the night, that'll bring Andrew Toussaint to the plate. Toussaint 0 for 1. Flew out to the left fielder and walked in his 2 at-bats. He lifts a high fly ball deep down the line, but drifting foul and into the bullpen, over the bullpen of the Great Falls White Sox for a long strike. Toussaint, of course, league leader in home runs. Comes into the game with 12. That places him 4th in the Pioneer League. Very capable of tying things up with 1 swing. Sean Rodriguez at third. The Angels trail 2-0. Here's the pitch from Leota. This is outside, ball 1. Leota has only allowed 2 hits of the night. 1 to Walston and 1 to Sean Rodriguez. And a ground ball down the first base line, curving foul. And the count's now 1-2. So both times Toussaint going at a pitch that's on the outside half of the plate. Driving the ball to right field both times just a little bit too far. And foul. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a line drive down the right field line, hooking, foul again. Toussaint trying to go opposite way. 1-2, 2 out, 1 runner on. Rodriguez is 90 feet away. Toussaint at the plate with an opportunity. Here's the pitch. Just misses the outside corner. Good patience by Toussaint. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Angels trying to get things going here in the bottom of the 6th. They trail 2-0. Here's the pitch from Leota. Swinging a ground ball down the third base side. That's going to be fair. The long throw across the diamond is in time to beat Andrew Toussaint, and the Angels are unable to capitalize with a runner at third. We head to the top of the 7th. They trail 2-0. You're listening to Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com.
Your attention, please. All kids who have their hands stamped to participate in a 7-inning stretch, please report to the portal feed. And kids who didn't register to participate tonight, make sure to stop by the McDonald's Guest Services booth at your next Angels game. Leading off for the White Sox, designated hitter number 7, Bernie Alvarez.
Welcome back. We head into the top of the 7th inning. The Angels trail 2-0. A very quick moving ball game. It's only been an hour and 20 minutes since we started. Fernie Alvarez at the plate is 0 for 2 and 9. He grounds the ball to the shortstop, Josh LeBlanc, who picks it up, throws to first. And just like that, the inning starts with an out. Chris Waters still on the hill for the Angels. He came in back in the 6th inning to take over for Fernando Rodriguez. Fernando Rodriguez went 5 innings, struck out 6, but did allow 2 runs. And right now is the pitcher of record. David Cook will come to the plate. He is flown out to right fielder J.R. Renz and struck out swinging back in the 5th. 0 for 2 on the 9. Here's the pitch from Waters. A nice delivery that catches the inside corner, strike 1. Waters dominating from a right-handed pitcher is very dominating to right-handed batters. Only hitting .258 against him on the air. Here's the pitch. Just misses inside. And the count moves to 1-1. Waters comes to us, a product of the University of North Florida, native of Wellington, Florida, as he again catches the inside corner, strike 2. It's the 16th round draft pick of the Anaheim Angels in 2004. Has great movement on his pitches. We saw in the bat where 3 consecutive sliders fooled a hitter as Cook swings and grounds the ball foul towards the White Sox dugout. But all 3 of the pitches, the pitch started in the strike zone and ended about 2 feet outside. Batter swung anyway. So excellent movement on his slider. Here's the pitch. Just missed it outside and low, ball 2. Waters wears number 32 in a turtleneck tonight. Here's the pitch. Line drive lifted weakly into left field, but it'll fall in front of Perdomo just out of the reach of Rodriguez. And Cook picks up his first hit of the night. So the White Sox have, with the exception of Scott Martin's double back in the second inning, have not hit the ball particularly hard, have just put it where they ain't, as my grandfather used to say. One runner on, top of 7, Angels down 2-0. The runner going, a pitch out, the throw down to second, they have him in a pickle. The throw down to first, and Cook is picked off. Great play by Sean Rodriguez to cut that off quickly. Cook had put on the brakes very quickly and tried to head back to first, but is cut out 2-6-3 on the pickoff. So now Waters will head back to face Boomer Berry with a 1-0 count. Make that 2-0 as he misses inside, but with 2 outs on and no runners on. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to the right side. LeBlanc picks it up, throws to the pitcher covering, as there's a miscommunication between Walston and Waters, the pitcher. Waters is covering, and the play is made. And we head to the bottom of the 7th. Angels down 2-0. We'll be back with more Angels baseball at sportsjuice.com. Bizarre way to end the inning back in the top of the 7th as ground ball to Josh LeBlanc caught Chris Walston in between the play. Walston just kind of froze as he was caught in the middle. Waters did a nice job covering the bag and retired the side. Caleb Mayer leading things off for the Provo Angels against Ray Liotta, who is still on the mound working into the 7th inning. He takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Angels trail 2-0, have been out-hit 8-2. But are still certainly within striking distance as Mayer again takes a curveball low. Ball 2. Angels looking to move to 19-7 on the season, and Mayer looks at ball 3 outside. Last year in the second half of the season, they set a Pioneer League record by going 30-8 in the second half. Would have to win 12 of their last 13 games to match that, as Mayer looks at a fastball that catches the corner. He was taking all the way, and the count's now 3-1. Here's the pitch from Liotta, and it's lifted foul down the line, down the right field line, out of play. So after some rainstorms in the first couple of innings, things have subsided. Weather has dried out a little bit, and the game has continued. The 3-2 is fouled back to the screen, and the count remains full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no out to the leadoff man, Caleb Mayer here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch from Leota. Misses down low, ball 4. And the Angels have the leadoff man on base for the first time in this ball game. It's only the second walk for Leota tonight. And that'll bring Tim Duff to the plate. Duff on the evening, 0 for 2, a ground out to the third baseman and a strikeout swinging back in the 4th. He takes the first pitch down and away, ball 1. Tim, the Provo Angels' very own Duff man, a native of Coatesville, Pennsylvania. Caleb Mayer stands at first with a leadoff walk. Here's the pitch from Leota, misses up high, a curveball that never broke. And the count's 2-0. Duschler going out to talk with his tall lefty. Trying to make sure things stay on track. Angels trail 2-0. An opportunity here in the bottom of the 7th. A very large gap in right center field as David Cook, the White Sox center fielder, shaded towards left. Here's the pitch from Leota. Down low into dirt, ball 3. So, first 2 batters, he's gone 3-0. As it is unusual to see a pitcher in the Pioneer League go as far as Ray Leota has gone tonight. And he certainly earned it, giving up only 2 hits on the evening. Here's the 3-0 to Tim Duff. Misses outside, ball 4. And the Angels now have runners at first and second. That'll bring up RBI man J.R. Renz, and pitching coach Rich Dotson is going to make a trip out to the mound and visit with Leota to see if things are working okay. J.R. Renz due up. He'll be followed by Mike Hughes and Mike Perdomo. So the Angels right now have an opportunity to take the lead. The go-ahead run is coming to the plate in the bottom of the 7th. Angels have been struggling at the plate, limited to 2 hits. But an opportunity thanks to walks by Ray Leota have given them a chance to strike. Check the weather channel to see what the temperature is right now. So Renz comes to the plate. Renz 0 for 2 on the evening. He struck out back in the 2nd and hit a long fly ball that almost left the yard back in the 5th. Here's the pitch from Leota. Fastball that misses low, ball 1. So Leota, who's been getting the low strike earlier on in the game, has not gotten that call recently. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch outside, ball 2. 6 consecutive balls by Ray Leota. Angels trail 2-0. They do have runners at first and second and the go-ahead run at the plate. Leota looks at the second base and misses outside, ball 3. So Leota 1 pitch away from loading the bases. J.R. Renz will most likely be taking as Leota has failed to throw a strike in the last 8 pitches and instead is swinging at what would have been ball 4. 3 balls, 1 strike, no out. Runners at first and second for the Angels. They trail 2-0. Classic pitchers duel here at Miller Field in Provo, Utah. Here's the 3-1. Lifted foul back over our heads and out of play. Counts now 3-2. Current temperature in Provo, Utah right now, 59 degrees. So the rain cooled things down considerably. Leota looks in to get the side, has come back and worked the count full. Renz from the right side of the plate, digs in. Leota looks at second, here's the pitch. Misses outside, ball 4. So a good eye by J.R. Renz. And Leota has walked the bases full. There is action in not the Chicago White Sox, but rather the Great Falls White Sox bullpen. And that'll bring Mike Hughes to the plate. Hughes 0 for 2 on the evening with a ground out and a strikeout. Comes to the plate with bases loaded. The Angels trail by 2. But threatening here with no out in the bottom of the 7th. Leota looks at second again. Good pitching from the stretch position. A ground ball to the first baseman, Chris Kelly, who makes a nice play. But a run is brought in. Michael Hughes doing the job, hitting the ball to the right side, allowing Caleb Mayer to come around to score. Hughes will be retired 3 unassisted, but pick up an RBI on the play. Runners move up. Duff is now at second base, and Duff is rather now at third base, and J.R. Rentz at second. A good thing, too, that was where the ground ball went. Now there is no force in the infield. Mike Perdomo comes to the plate. Runners at second and third can give the Angels the lead with a base hit here. He looks at a curved ball in the outside corner, strike 1. So Mike Hughes has nothing to be disappointed of. Hit the ball to the right side of the infield. A nice play by the first baseman, Kelly, prevented that from being a 2-run base hit. Here's the pitch. The 0-1 is swung on and missed, strike 2. Fly ball scores a run. Angels now trail 2-1 in the bottom of the 7th. 1 out. No balls and 2 strikes to Mike Perdomo. Leota looks in, gets the sign. Here's the pitch. A ground ball to the shortstop. McCarthy has only one play, and that's the first. Tim Duff will score. And the Angels have tied up the ball game. Renz will move over to third. McCarthy retires Perdomo 6-3, but Perdomo picks up an RBI. And that'll bring Chris Walston. Walston can give the Angels the lead here. They have yet to pick up a base hit, but thanks to 3 consecutive walks by Leota, have tied the ball game on 2 ground ball outs. The pitch to Walston is an off-speed delivery that catches the corner, strike 1. Walston's nickname here with the team, Wally. Here's the pitch from Leota. Curveball again, catches the corner, strike 2. J.R. Rentz stands at third base. Caleb Mayer and Tim Duff have scored. The game is tied 2 apiece. Here's the 0-2 from Leota. Swing and foul ball back, hitting the press box on the south side, down the first baseline. And the count remains at 0-2. A couple of Brave fans sticking around despite the cool temperatures on the water. Here's the 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Waters goes down swinging to end the inning. But the Angels do capitalize on 3 walks by pitcher Ray Leota. They have now tied the ball game at 2. We head to the top of the 8th. Angels 2, White Sox 2.
We also welcome Kim Forrest from Australia, who is here for her first baseball game ever. Celebration no doubt of her son making a full match. And they have to have him from the game. As he celebrates a happy 60th birthday to Elvis Costello. If you're thinking about starting your own business, you should contact Brian Whitaker at Tito. Tito is a non-profit division for economic development that specializes in providing loans and mentoring to small businesses located in Oregon. Make sure you contact the Provo Angels for all of your dream events. We offer one-stop solutions for family meetings, corporate events, trip functions, and any other group that wants to spend a Sunday week in the company of good friends watching a great game. Call us at 377-SMALL for more information. 377-2 is third baseman number 28, Adam Ricks.
So the Angels tie things up in the bottom of the 7th. It's now a 2-all game as we head to the top of the 8th. Adam Ricks leading things off against Chris Waters. Here's the delivery from Waters, a fastball over the plate, strike one. Ricks 0 for 3 on the night, a strikeout, a fly out, and a ground out. So he's 0 for 3. Just needs a line out. Here's the delivery from Waters, a curveball that misses inside, 1-1. Adam Ricks, Ryan McCarthy, and Chris Kelly due up as the Angels look to preserve the tie to head back into the bottom of the 8th with a chance to take the lead. A beautiful curveball, swing and a miss, and Ricks is quickly behind 1-2. Folks, be sure to visit ProvoAngels.com for all your scores and stats, as well as an opportunity to win $2,500 from Minor League Baseball for taking their fan survey. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a line drive foul down the right field line and into the bullpen of the Great Falls Sox. Count remains at 1-2. Some long-promised scores from the American League. Detroit beat the parent club of these White Sox, Chicago, 5-4 today. Ball 2 misses low, and the count's even at 2 apiece. Boston beat Toronto 11-5. Cleveland beat the Yankees 4-3. So Boston picks up a game in that all of a sudden tight AL East race. The 2-2 misses outside, ball 3. Minnesota is on top of Texas 8-5 as they hit to the top of the 9th, or the bottom of the 8th rather. And Kansas City is beating Anaheim 1-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. Ball 4 misses inside. And so after quickly getting ahead 1-2, Waters walks the leadoff hitter, Ricks. And that'll bring Ryan McCarthy to the plate. McCarthy is 1 for 3 on the evening with an RBI single back in the 5th. McCarthy steps in on the right side. Tampa Bay is beating Seattle 4-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. Strike one as an off-speed delivery catches the corner. And McCarthy is down 0-2. And Baltimore and Oakland are scoreless as they head to the top of the 4th. The throw over to first by Waters is not in time to get Ricks as he dives back in. Angels right now have no action in their bullpen. A classic pitcher's duel here in Provo, Utah. Waters just does miss the inside corner. And the count is now even at 1 apiece. In the National League, Houston beat Philadelphia 7-4, and Chicago beat Milwaukee 4-2. So Cubbies fans happy as they battle it out for a wild card position. The ground ball to the third baseman, Toussaint. He goes to second for 1. LeBlanc lays on to first for the 5-4-3 double play. Great stretch by first baseman Chris Walston as they two just beat him by a step. So a soft ground ball turns into a 5-4-3 double play. And an excellent play all around. Good job by Toussaint to take it off of the long hop. Nice job by Josh LeBlanc to recover from a low throw by Toussaint. And a great stretch by Walston to beat the speedy McCarthy. A ground ball foul to Chris Kelly as he grounds it into the Angels dugout. There's now 2 out in the top of the 8th. Waters working from the windup again. Kelly 0 for 3 on the night. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. He chases after that wicked slider. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 ball game in the top of the 8th. Here's the pitch. Kelly checks his swing. Did not go around, says the field umpire. And the count moves to 1-2. San Francisco beat Florida in 10, 6-5. Montreal on top of LA 6-3. That's a final. The pitch from Waters is fouled back to the screen. And the count remains at 1-2. Atlanta beat Colorado 8-1. Pittsburgh on top of Arizona 2-1 as that dismal season for the Diamondbacks continues. And St. Louis, the hottest team in baseball, beat Cincinnati 6-5. Here's the 1-2 from Waters, lifted foul. down the right field line and out of play. And the San Diego Padres beat the New York Mets 4-0 at Shea Stadium. So there are your National League scores. Waters looks in, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Here's the pitch. Lined into right field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Renz cuts it off quickly, not giving Kelly an opportunity to stretch it into a double. And Kelly's now 1 for 4 on the evening. That'll bring Tom Calero to the plate. Calero, 1 for 2. He struck out in the second inning, walked and scored in the fourth, and singled back in the sixth. Here's the pitch from Waters. Fastball catches the corner, strike 1. Waters, very deceptive movement with his arms. Here's the 0-1, foul back to the screen as Calero is off balance thanks to the off-speed delivery. And the count's now 0-2, so 1 more strike and the Angels can escape the 8th inning. Waters comes set. Working quickly, delivers a fastball that misses just low. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Waters looks over his shoulder. Here's the 1-2, grounded into right field over the hopping Martin, or rather Kelly, as he heads to second base. Kelly now stands at second, back-to-back singles have put runners in scoring position for the White Sox. Tim Duff out to visit with his right-handed pitcher. Just calming him down a little bit. Scott Martin, the left fielder, comes to the plate. He is 2 for 3 on the evening with a double, a single, and a ground out to shortstop Sean Rodriguez. Rodriguez joins the crew on the mound. And everybody's done talking. We head back to the plate. We're ready to go. So Scott Martin will come to the plate, and Tom Kochman is going to walk out to the mound. Looks like the evening may be over for Chris Waters. However, he has pitched wonderfully. Came in the 6th inning and pitched 2 scoreless innings. If it is indeed the end of the night for him. Mitch Arnold up throwing in the bullpen right now for the Provo Angels. Arnold, of course, the league leader in saves. Comes into tonight's game with 13 saves, 4 better than the next best closer, Mark Alexander of Ogden. So Chris Waters' evening is done. Let's give him a nice round of applause as Waters pitched wonderfully. Runners on first and second both attributed to Waters. Tom Kochman looks like he's going to go with Mitch Arnold. We're going to take a brief pause. We'll be back with Arnold's stats. And you're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. Chris Waters evening is finished. He goes 2 2/3 innings, gives up 4 hits, no runs, and struck out 1. So beautiful job by Chris Waters to maintain the 2 runs on the board for the White Sox, not allowing any more to come across the plate. Mitch Arnold, the powerful closer for the Provo Angels, comes out onto the hill. Arnold, the most dominating relief pitcher in the league, is 1-0 with a .65 ERA. Opponents hitting, get this, 70.070 against him. He has 13 saves and 27 2/3 innings of work. In the first pitch to Scott Martin is fouled back to the screen. 0-1 the count. Arnold named the Pioneer League to the Pioneer League All-Star team as the relief pitcher. Here's the delivery, the 0-1, an off-speed pitch that catches the corner, strike 2. Here's the pitch, the 0-2 just misses up high as Martin patient, and the count's now 1-2. The Angels will have due up in the bottom of the 8th, Sean Rodriguez, Josh LeBlanc, and Andrew Toussaint. So at the top of the order, the Angels can escape this threat. And Martin asks for time, is granted so by the home plate umpire, and steps out. Arnold working from the stretch, looks in, gets his sign, and delivers. This is up high, the fastball, and the count's now 2-2. Arnold, 9 walks, 34 strikeouts. Great strikeout to walk ratio. The pitch, snap throw down to second, is not in time, as Kelly just does dive back in, and the count's now full as the pitch was outside and low. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runners at first and second. A 2-2 ball game in the top of the 8th. Angels trying to stop. They've lost 3 straight to the White Sox, trying to stop that streak here tonight. Mitchell. Scott Arnold gets the sign, and here's the pitch. The 3-2 is up high, ball 4, and the bases are now loaded. So the runners move up a base.
Now batting the pitcher, number 22, Matt Duschler.
That'll bring Matt Duschler to the plate with the bases loaded. Ground ball will end the inning. Strikeout will end the inning. Fly ball will end the inning. Angels can ill afford to allow a run to cross. Arnold looks in, still working from the stretch position. Here's the pitch. Lifted line drive foul down the right field line and out of play. Duschler is down 0-1. So bases full of White Sox. Outfield at medium depth, infield back. Here's the 0-1 to Duschler. An off-speed pitch that misses outside, ball 1. Tense moment here at Miller Field as the Angels look to preserve a 2-2 tie. Here's the delivery from Arnold, grounded weakly foul into the Provo Angels dugout down the third base line, and the count's now 1-2. So fans, get on your feet. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Big moment here in the ball game. Arnold looks in. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So clutch performance by Mitch Arnold gets Duschler to end the threat. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th in a 2-2 ball game. The Angels with the top of the lineup coming up. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball at SportsJuice.com.
Josh Bryant. They will try to team up to hit a home run. Here's how it works. Lindsay will try to hit the ball off the tee from near home plate. And then her partner Josh will finish it out in left field. If they're successful, they'll win a pair of movie tickets from the Daily Herald. All right, Lindsay, let's break it. Beautiful. Okay, now it's Josh's turn. Josh, you've got some business. Make sure you're in the air. You can get one of those lights.
McGarry taking over for Ray Liotta. Liotta goes 7 innings, gives up 2 runs on 2 hits. So a great outing for Liotta. However, it's a tie ball game. Gary coming into the game, or excuse me, McGarry coming into the game with an 0-1 record, 2.74 ERA, the left-hander. Throwing to Sean Rodriguez, misses up high, ball 1. Seen 23 innings of work, struck out 27, walked 17. Opponents are only hitting .238 against him as he misses down low. Ball 2. McGarry, member of the White Sox from Texarkana, Texas, drafted in 01 in the 45th round. There's a very strong breeze, picks up, blowing right to left now. Angels have an opportunity to take the lead here. 2-2 ball game as McGarry misses outside. Ball 3. This challenge came to Liotta when he walked the first 3 batters of the 7th inning. 2 of those batters came around to score. And the game is now tied. Ball 4 as Rodriguez looks at 4 consecutive balls and heads to first with a leadoff walk here in the 8th. That'll bring the lefty Josh LeBlanc to the plate. LeBlanc 0 for 3. 0 for 3 with a ground out to the shortstop. Fly out to left field and a strikeout back in the 6th. Here's the pitch. He squares the bunt down the left field line. Great bunt. It's fielded in fair territory. And Rodriguez overruns the base too far, but just does get back to second as the snap throw from Chris Kelly doesn't beat him. Almost a costly running error by Sean Rodriguez, so LeBlanc moves Rodriguez over to second with the sacrifice bunt. And that'll bring Rodriguez, catches the pitcher not paying attention and scampers over to third. Third baseman not looking, and Rodriguez runs all the way from second to third. Now stands at third, so the go-ahead run is only 90 feet away with 1 out, and the Angels' best RBI man at the plate. Infield drawn in as McGarry misses high. Simple fly ball gives the Angels a 3-2 lead here. White Sox infield drawn in. Trying to prevent the run from scoring. Here's the pitch. Toussaint grounds to the shortstop. Rodriguez running on the play. The play at home is in time as Rodriguez tries to slam into the catcher, Duschler, but Duschler holds on to the ball. And Rodriguez is tagged out 6-2 on the play. So Andrew Toussaint reaches on a fielder's choice. The Angels' threat erased as the ball doesn't get past the infield. Caleb Mayer will come to the plate. Mayer on the evening walked and scored back in the 7th as he lines the ball foul off the Angels' dugout. Mayer is 0 for 2 on the night with a walk and a scored run. Andrew Toussaint stands at first base. Here's the pitch from McGarry. He swings and misses. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Toussaint stands at first base, which started out as a promising inning for the Angels. Has deteriorated with 2 out and a runner 270 feet away. Here's the pitch inside. Mayer dances out of the way. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sean Rodriguez did the right thing, busted home on the ground ball, tried to break it up, but Duschler did a good job of holding on in the collision. Here's the pitch from McGarry. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And the Angels are unable to capitalize. We head to the top of the 9th. It's a 2-2 ball game. You're listening to Zach Frazier and Provo Angels on SportsJuice.com.
Thank you so much for coming to Larry's Miller Field.
He was reading down that. Hey, there's 2 plays you can do on that. Just wait it out and try to lose the throw. Or you do what's called down and shoot the ball to stick if you run. Wait for the coach to do it. Had the go-ahead run 90 feet away with only 1 out, unable to capitalize. As Fernie Alvarez will lead things off, he's 0 for 3 on the night. He takes the first pitch down the left field line, but the wind pushes it foul. Very stiff breeze right now, blowing right field to left field. As Alvarez is now behind in the count, 0-1. Mitch Arnold still on the mound, the Yeti as he's called. Here's the pitch. The 0-1 is lifted into left field. Mike Perdomo going over and catches the line drive on the run. As Fernie hits the ball hard, but nice play by Mike Perdomo to reel it in. 1 out. David Cook due up. He's at 1 for 3 on the night. He flew out to Renz in right field, struck out swinging back in the 5th, and hit a single back in the 7th. Was picked off on a nice play by Tim Duff and Sean Rodriguez. Here's the delivery to Cook. Fastball knee-high over the plate, strike 1. Here's the delivery from Arnold. Swing and a miss. Beautiful slider as it tails away from the right-handed Cook. It's a pitch that Mitch has added to his collection. It has certainly helped him out here this year at the Pioneer League level. Here's the delivery, the 0-2 from Arnold. Checks his swing. And Cook did not go around, so ball 1. Arnold set from the lineup. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball 2. As Cook showing good patience at the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out to the number 9 hitter, David Cook. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. As he chases the tailing fastball. Arnold picks up his 2nd strikeout of the night. And Cook goes down swinging for the 2nd time tonight. That'll bring up Boomer Berry. Berry having himself a pretty decent ball game, 2 for 4 on the evening. Batting from the left side. Here's the pitch from Arnold. Fastball, belt high over the plate, strike one. The Angels will have Tim Duff, J.R. Renz, and Mike Hughes coming to the plate in the bottom of the ninth. And a fastball that looked like it caught about 7 inches of the corner was called ball one. Arnold works from the windup. Here's the pitch. Same exact location. Strike two. Looks like a makeup call by the home plate umpire. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three, and Arnold picks up his 3rd strikeout, 2nd of the inning. And we head to the bottom of the ninth. A 2-2 ball game here at Larry H. Miller Field. All the Angels need is 1 run. We'll be back. You're listening to Zach Frazier at SportsJuice.com.
So please show your support and determine their businesses. On behalf of the Provo Angels management and the Anaheim Angels, we thank you. And thank you again for
Baseball at its best, folks. 2-2 ball game as we head to the bottom of the ninth. A classic pitcher's duel. The Angels have only managed 2 hits, but took advantage of 3 walks by starting pitcher Ray Liotta to bring in 2 runs back in the 7th inning. So Tim Duff will step to the plate. He'll lead things off. He'll be followed by J.R. Renz and Mike Hughes against Garen McGarry, still on the mound for the White Sox. The lefty sets and delivers. Misses high and outside, ball 1. 2, maybe 3 base hits is all the Angels would need to win tonight's ball game and move to 19-7 on the season. Great Falls stands at 16-10. The Angels look to push them to 16-11 as Duff looks at an off-speed pitch that catches the corner, strike 1. Renz in the on-deck circle. Few fans left here on a breezy, cool, fall-like night. Duff grounds the ball down the third base line, foul. As Ricks picks it up just in foul territory. And the count now moves to 1-2. Let's check out some scores from around the Pioneer League. So we pull that screen up and refresh. And see what Idaho Falls and Helena did. Those are games that are very important right now to both Angels fans and White Sox fans. Helena on top 8-5 as they head to the top of the 6th. Missoula all over Casper 13-4 in the top of the 6th as well as Duff looks at ball 2 high. And Billings doubling up Ogden right now as they head to the top of the 6th. 6-3. So one of the faster games of the year here in Provo as the rest of the league is behind only in the 6th inning. That line drive, a base hit, curves foul. Would have been a base hit, but the wind blowing right to left pushes that ball about 10 feet foul. Line drive by Duff as he makes good connection. He'll come back to the batter's box with a 2-2 count. Bottom of the order. In fact, no part of the order tonight has done especially well. Walston and Rodriguez, the only 2 hits on the night for the Angels. Their scoreboard reads 2-2-2. 2 runs, 2 hits, and 2 errors. McGarry comes set, kicks and delivers. Duff just does barely get a piece and fouls it back to the screen. Duff on the evening 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Walked and scored back in the 7th. Every batter that comes to the plate represents the go-ahead run from this point on. McGarry still working from the stretch. Gets his sign. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He challenges Duff with a fastball, and Duff can't catch up. So that'll bring J.R. Renz to the plate. Renz 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly out. Was literally a foot and a half away from putting one out in right field. He also walked back in the 7th. McGarry set. Here's the pitch. Misses down low. Ball 1. So Helena looking to gain a half game at least on Great Falls. Here's the pitch. Swing and a pop foul over my head and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Remember, folks, all your stats and scores available at ProvoAngels.com. We also want to thank the Takis family in Pacific Palisades, California for sponsoring tonight's webcast. As Renz looks at a fastball that misses high, ball 2. And if there's any fans out there from the Utah County area, if you have a ticket to any home game from this year, bring it down to Deseret First for a chance to win a free trip to Disneyland. As Renz looks at ball 3, a pitch that was in the dirt. You can bring your ticket stub to the Deseret First on 337 North State Street in Orem. And they will draw September 8th at our home playoff game, and one lucky family will win a trip to Disneyland. As Renz looks at strike 2, he thought it was ball 4, and taking a step towards first base, and is called back by the home plate umpire. Full count, 3-2-1 across the board, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. McGarry comes set. Here's the pitch. A ground ball in the hole underneath the glove of Adam Ricks, and it shoots on into left field. Renz will turn first base, and he will stay there. It is being ruled a hit generously by the official scorer, and the Angels pick up their 3rd hit of the night. They now have the go-ahead run at first base with 1 out. Adam Ricks anticipating the high hop as the ball instead stayed down and went underneath his glove. Mike Hughes coming to the plate. Hughes 0 for 3 on the night with an RBI. Here's the pitch from McGarry. Misses down low, ball 1. Angels trying to match last year's 30-8 record in the second half. They're on their way there, 18-7. A ground ball to the shortstop. McCarthy plays it to 2 for 1 on to first base, and they turn the 6-4-3 double play. So we head to the top of the 10th. It's a 2-2 ball game. We'll be back with Angels baseball on SportsJuice.com. So Mitch Arnold's evening is done as he goes 2 innings, giving up no runs. We head to the top of the 10th. It's a 2-2 ball game, and Bill Edwards will take the hill for the Provo Angels. Edwards, a native of Tennessee, coming to us from Germantown, Tennessee. Played his college ball at the University of Memphis. He comes in with a 4-1 record, a 3.26 ERA, 30 1/3 innings pitched. 11 walks, 18 strikeouts. Opponents are only hitting .232 against the lanky right-hander. And he gathers himself behind the mound. He'll face off against the number 2 hitter, Adam Ricks, Ryan McCarthy, and Chris Kelly. So the 2, 3, 4 batters coming to the plate for the White Sox. Ricks coming up to the plate on the evening, 0 for 3 with a walk. Edwards working from the windup. Here's the pitch. Fastball catches the corner. Strike 1. Edwards, of course, effective from the bullpen this year for the Angels. Doesn't walk a lot of batters. Doesn't strike out a lot either. Rolls a lot of ground balls. And again, fastball in the outside corner. Strike 2. So quickly 0-2 to Adam Ricks. Ricks, the product of the University of Texas, or University of Miami, rather, excuse me, another baseball school. Ground ball to the right side. Walson will play the high hop, flip to Edwards covering the bag. And Ricks is retired 3-1 to start the 10th. Got my big baseball schools mixed up. Ricks actually played his college ball at the University of Miami. So that'll bring Ryan McCarthy to the plate. McCarthy 1 for 4 on the night. The strikeout, a pair of groundouts, and a single. Here's the pitch from Edwards. An off-speed delivery at the knees. Strike 1. Angels going into extra innings for the second time with the Great Falls White Sox as McCarthy swings and fouls it back over the press box and out of play. Strike 2. Angels pitchers scattering 10 hits on the night, allowing 2 runs. Here's the pitch from Edwards. Weak ground ball down the first baseline. It'll stay foul as Duff touches it in foul territory, and McCarthy will come back. Angels defense playing deep in the infield, medium depth in the outfield, trying to prevent any extra bases and allowing runners to reach scoring position. Here's the 0-2 from Edwards. Just misses down low, ball 1. Edwards, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out to Ryan McCarthy. Here's the pitch, lined foul over the first base side and out of play. And a sparse crowd remains. Rainstorms and cool weather at the beginning of the game scared people off. Here's the 1-2, inside, ball 2. And McCarthy has come back and evened the count at 2 apiece. Working from the windup, here's the pitch from Edwards. Lifted high, but shallow left field. Perdomo will settle underneath it. Put 2 hands up and gather it in. So 2 out now in the top of the 10th. And that'll bring Chris Kelly, the first baseman, to the plate. Kelly, 1 for 4 on the night as well, with a single back in the 8th inning, a strikeout, a fly out, and a ground out. Temperatures drop to 57, so dipping into cooler weather than we've seen all year long. Here's the pitch from Edwards. Swing and a miss and a nice off-speed offering. Kelly is behind 0-1. Working again from the windup. Here's the pitch. Just does miss inside, ball 1. Edwards wearing high socks and the turtleneck. A lot of these pitchers from warm weather climates not used to the temperature. And another high pop-up to shallow left field. Rodriguez calling everybody off, but instead Perdomo calls Rodriguez off and reels it in for the 3rd out. So a 1-2-3 inning. The Angels will head to the bottom of the 10th. It's a 2-2 ball game. You're listening to Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. whose team's armor will show chinks first? As we head to the bottom of the 10th inning, a 2-2 ball game. Mike Perdomo to lead things off for the Angels, followed by Chris Walston at the top of the order, Sean Rodriguez. Here's the pitch from McGarry. Perdomo takes it down low, ball 1. Perdomo on the night 0 for 3. Here's the pitch from McGarry, swinging a ground ball foul to the on-deck circle on the Angels side. And the count moves to 1-1. Perdomo 252 on the year coming into tonight's ball game. An opportunity to be a hero here. He does have the turtleneck on of the Southern boys. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and fouled as Perdomo loses the handle on his bat and it sails into the crowd. And I don't think the bat's broken, but it looks like he is going to sacrifice it to the crowd. Heads up, folks, because bats and balls can fly in at any time. He just missed the grip off of that. And Koshman gets the bat back from the fans. Bats are an expensive commodity for guys at this level. And they can't afford to just sacrifice them to the crowd as they do at the big league level. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Perdomo goes and pine tars up the handle a little bit, making sure he's got a better grip. And the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes, no out, bottom of the 10th. Angels 2 runs on 3 hits and 2 errors. Great Falls 2 runs on 10 hits, and the bat again flies into the stands. And he's got some issues with the pine tar there. And he swings and misses for strike 3. So McGarry picks up his 3rd strikeout of the evening. This time, the bat is once again returned to the dugout by an understanding fan. Chris Walston will step to the plate, and he looks at ball 1 up and away. Walston, one of the 3 hits the Angels have tonight, is 1 for 3 on the evening. Rain is starting to fall again here in the bottom of the 10th. Here's the pitch. Walston looks at a ball up in his eyeballs, and the count is 2-0. So a light rain again starting to fall. Breeze blowing stiffly left to right, and a high line drive back to the wall as Martin puts his glove up about 2 feet in front of the wall and catches it for out number 2. So Walston gets a good piece, and the ball carried as the wind is blowing towards left field. The Angels now have 2 out in the bottom of the 10th. I'm running out of room in my scorebook. That'll bring Sean Rodriguez to the plate. Rodriguez 1 for 3 with a walk. Here's the pitch from McGarry. This is up high, ball 1. Rodriguez walked back in the 8th and then moved to 3rd base with only 1 out, represent the go-ahead run, but was thrown out at the plate as he looks at a fastball, strike 1 on the outside corner. Rodriguez, of course, capable of tying this ball game or giving the Angels the lead in the win with 1 swing as he looks at ball 2 outside. One of the league leaders with 10 home runs this year. Here's the pitch from McGarry, swing and a miss. Rodriguez took a big cut. The count's even at 2 apiece. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, no runners on. Bottom of the 10th, a 2-2 ball game. And Rodriguez asks for and is granted time by the home plate umpire. A few Brave fans still sitting in the lower sections, braving the rain, and Rodriguez looks at ball 3 down low. Count full, 2 out, payoff pitch on the way from Garen McGarry. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 catches the corner, and Rodriguez can't believe it. We head to the top of the 11th. Angels and White Sox tied at 2 apiece. to the top of the 11th. 2-2 game. Tom Calero on at the bat against Bill Edwards. He tries to check his swing at a slider, but does go around all the way and is behind 0-1. So running out of space in the scorebook, we got to go to page 2. Here's the 0-1, a ground ball to the left side. Toussaint gobbles it up, slips, throws across the diamond, and does beat Calero in time. So conditions a little slippery as the rain is falling again, a gentle mist, but making things slick outside on the infield. And that'll bring up Scott Martin. Martin looks at a fastball in the outside corner, strike one. Edwards again working from the windup. The delivery swung on and fouled back into the screen. And the count is now quickly 0-2. Martin on the night with a double, a single, and a walk and a ground out as he swings and fouls it back. 0-2 still the count. He grounded out to the shortstop in the 6th, walked in the 8th, had a double in his first at-bat and a single in his second. He grounds the ball down the third base line as it rolls foul. Tim Duff scoops it up and makes sure that it stays in foul territory. That's the top of the 11th. It's still only 9:40 here. So not a bad evening altogether. Good baseball, definite pitcher's duel here in the Pioneer League. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the pitch from Edwards to Martin. Swing and a miss as he chases the slider. Strike 3. And that'll bring Matt Duschler to the plate. Duschler on the night, 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Matt doing the catching tonight for the White Sox. Edwards starts his windup and delivers, misses outside, low, ball 1. The Angels will have Josh LeBlanc, Andrew Toussaint, and Caleb Mayer due up as Edwards misses outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 out. Here in the top of the 11th. Breeze blowing very stiffly right to left as the flag is in full glory right now. The 0-2 is grounded to the 2-0 is grounded towards the right side. Walston picks it up and handles it himself. The 1-2-3 inning will head to the bottom of the 11th. The Angels and the White Sox tied at 2 apiece. You're listening to Zach Frazier and Angels Baseball at SportsJuice.com. Strong winds have approached us here at Miller Field, and the wind and the rain have picked up, blowing everything all over the place. We've got a new pitcher on the mound for the Great Falls White Sox. Number 41, John Hurd, is on the hill. He's 3-3 on the year with a 6.52 ERA, 29 innings worked. He has walked 13, struck out 24, and opponents are hitting .323 against him. So we head to the bottom of the 11th inning. It's a 2-2 game. Angels have Josh LeBlanc, Andrew Toussaint, and Caleb Mayer due up. They've still only managed 3 hits on the night, but strong pitching both from the starter Fernando Rodriguez and relievers Chris Waters, Mitch Arnold, and Bill Edwards have kept the Angels in the game. LeBlanc on the evening comes to the plate, 0 for 4. The pair ground outs, a fly out and a strikeout. And the players right now, the center fielder and the right fielder, teaming to put a sign up on the wall that had been taken off by the wind. So Josh LeBlanc will step to the plate. As I said, the lefty is 0 for 4 on the evening, but now represents the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 11th. LeBlanc, then Toussaint and Mayer due up. Hurd comes set, kicks and pitches. The delivery is down low, ball 1. Very few fans remain as the rain continues to fall. Here's the pitch. The 1-0 is grounded foul. Just barely fouled on the first baseline. And the count's 1-1. A couple of Brave fans still sitting in the super box seats and pulled out their umbrellas again. And just handled the rain. The few 37 remaining people in the stadium are up here in the canopied area of the reserve section. Hurd looks in, gets his sign from Duchler, comes set, and here's the pitch. Little bloop to the shortstop, McCarty. Long throw across the diamond, and it just does beat LeBlanc as he slams his helmet to the ground in protest. Again, a very close play that another questionable call on the part of the field umpire. That'll bring Andrew Toussaint to the plate, the third baseman tonight. Is 0 for 3, has reached on a walk back in the 4th inning. Here's the pitch from Hurd. An off-speed delivery misses inside, ball 1. So Mayer swings the bat in the on-deck circle. Tim Duff would be due up next in the 5th spot. Here's the pitch from Hurd. A little pop-up foul down the first base line and out of play. As it lands in the stands, a bunch of fans race to try and get the ball. And more fans are cheering on the guys running for the ball than they are the action on the field. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. John Hurd on the mound, Andrew Toussaint in the batter's box. 2-2 ball game, bottom of 11. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Caleb Mayer, Tim Duff, and then J.R. Renz, should the situation arise. We're in the bottom of the 11th. 2-all game. Angels only mustering 3 hits on the night, but 2 runs thanks to walks by starter Ray Liotta. The pitch is inside, and Toussaint ducks out of the way. The count is now 2-2. Rain continues to fall. It's no longer a breeze. The wind blows from right to left. Here's the 2-2. Swing a line drive foul down the left field line. About 10 feet foul. And Carl Jelena, the right-hander, is up throwing for the Angels right now in the bullpen. Jelena coming off a strong outing in Billings on Sunday, where he threw 3 scoreless innings. Here's the 2-2 to Tucson. He fouls it off back into the screen, and he stays alive. Certainly a tongue twister, the 2-2 to Tucson. Tucson, a French name that means All Saints. Hurd comes set. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a ground ball to the left side. McCarty makes a nice play, a long throw, and just does beat Tucson by a step. So McCarthy showing great range over there at shortstop. And that'll bring Kayla Mayer. Of course, Mayer does still represent the go-ahead and the winning run for the Angels. Mayer on the night. 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored back in the 7th. So 2 groundouts to the shortstop. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 11th. Kayla Mayer at the plate. He looks at ball 1 from Hurd. 1-0. Wipes his bat off under his arms. And steps back in the batter's box. Here's the pitch from Hurd. Swung on and missed, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Bottom of the 11th inning, 2-2 ball game. 2 runs on 10 hits and no errors for the White Sox. 2 runs on 3 hits and 2 errors for the Provo Angels. Here's the 1-1. Lifted foul down the right field line and out of play. There's Tim Duff in the on-deck circle. Base runners would help here any way that they can get on. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 out. Keep the inning going. Here's the pitch from Hurd. Misses outside. Ball 2. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Bottom of the 11th, 2-2 ball game. Lots of 2s up on the board right now. Hurd comes set. Here's the pitch. Looks at ball 3. And the count is now full. So Hurd, native of Fruitvale, Canada. Have no idea what province that's in. Comes set at the belt. Here's the payoff pitch. The 3-2 is lifted into right field. Curving foul. Very strong breeze still blowing right to left. And there's not really much else to say right now. So Mayer steps back in the box. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing it foul tipped off the mask of the catcher, Matt Dushler. And Caleb Mayer stays alive to see another pitch. The Angels, of course, will take on Great Falls again tomorrow night before welcoming Billings on Friday. And then a doubleheader against the Mustangs on Saturday. Here's the pitch. Ground line drive, base hit up the middle. And Mayer will reach first. The go-ahead run now is on base. And that'll bring Tim Duff as a very strong breeze blows across the press box. So the crowd explodes as Caleb Mayer picks up the 4th hit of the night for the Angels. Tim Duff will come to the plate. He struck out twice, grounded out to the third baseman, and walked and scored back into 7th. Caleb Mayer stands at first. He's the winning run. Picked up in the batter's box. Keep the inning going with a base hit. Here's the pitch from Hurd. Fastball strike. Angels have been unable to figure out White Sox pitching here recently. And Tom Kosman is going to pitch hit for pinch run, for Kayla Mayer. Richard Giannotti is going to come in and run. Giannotti, a road runner, is second in the league in steals. Comes into the game with 18 stolen bases, good for number 2 in the Pioneer League. So Tim Duff with no balls, 1 strike, and 2 out now has a new runner on base in the form of Richard Giannotti. Kayla Mayer with a big base hit to get the winning run on base. Duff stands in. Here's the pitch from Hurd. The 1-0 is in the dirt. Nice job by Duschler to block it. The snap throw to first. Not in time to get Giannotti, who had taken a big lead. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Winning run 270 feet away. Stands at first base in the form of Richard Giannotti. Tim Duff, a good pressure hitter, has come up clutch many times for the Angels this year as Hurd steps off the mound and regathers. Provo will close out this homestand through next Wednesday against the Casper Rockies and then head on the road to take on the Rockies and the Ogden Raptors to close out the season as Hurd throws over to first and Giannotti is back in safely. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Tim Duff at the plate. The breeze has died down some. The rain has subsided. Here's the pitch. Pitch out. And Giannotti's not going anywhere. 2 balls and 1 strike. Now the count to Tim Duff. J.R. Wren stands in the on-deck circle. He would be followed by Michael Hughes. Hurd set. Here's the 2-1. Kicks and delivers. Giannotti is going. The throw from Duschler. Not time. It sails into center field. Giannotti is up and running. He will stand at third base. And now the winning run is only 90 feet away. So the throw slips out of the hands of a catcher. Matt Duschler sails into center field. And Giannotti up and hustling. Now stands at third base, so the winning run 90 feet away. A base hit would win the game for the Provo Angels. And manager John Orton is out to meet with his pitcher. So score a stolen base for Giannotti as he slides into second base. That's his 19th on the year, tying him with Alcides Escobar of the Helena Brewers. And he represents the winning run 90 feet away. Tim Duff at the plate with a 3-1 count, a hitter's count. With an opportunity to do something big. The whole White Sox infield on the mound meeting with John Hurd and manager John Orton. So Duff with a 3-1 count. Simple poke somewhere in the outfield will do the job. A very large gap in right center field. Here's the pitch from Hurd. It's lifted into the gap in right center field. That's going to go all the way to the wall, and that's going to fall for a base hit. The Angels win 3-2 on Tim Duff's game-winning single. Giannotti scores the winning run, the final. In 11 innings, the Angels win 3-2. 3 runs on 5 hits, and 2 errors. 2 runs on 10 hits and 1 error for the Great Falls White Sox. The Angels move to 19-7 on the year. Great Falls falls to 16-11. The Angels battle wind and rain to pull one out. We'll be back tomorrow night at 6:59 for lineups and a first pitch as the Angels will take on the White Sox once again. Thanks for listening. You've been listening to Angels Baseball at SportsJuice.com. Have a great night.